In this video, I'm going to review the Trezor Model One crypto wallet. I'll walk you through how to set it up and how to use it. So by the end of this video, you'll know whether or not this is actually a product you want to use, and you'll know how to get started. Now, bottom line up front, if you just came for the conclusion, I think that the Trezor Model One is a good crypto wallet. It's a solid entry-level option at a good price point, but it doesn't have as much versatility as some of the other crypto wallets out there. For example, the Ledger Nano S Plus, or the next level of Trezor model, which is the Trezor Model T. So starting with the price, you can order the Trezor Model One online right now from trezor.io for $69 US plus shipping, which is very reasonable. And it's about $15 to $20 cheaper than the entry-level Ledger crypto wallet. So if price point is one of your main considerations, then the Trezor Model One is a good option. Now for that $69, what you get is a Trezor Model One crypto wallet, which is a small black USB looking type of thing with a little cable that you can use to connect to your computer. And this is how you confirm transactions on the blockchain. So it adds an extra layer of security for when you're making crypto transactions, because someone, in order to hack your account, would need to actually have access to this physical hardware wallet. They couldn't just hack you remotely like they could do if you were just using, for example, something like MetaMask. And the way that it works is when you're asked to confirm a transaction, so for example, to send cryptocurrency or to buy an NFT or anything like that, you need to press these two little buttons on the front, one to confirm and one to reject. And that is how you actually add that additional layer of security. And briefly, when it comes to security, Trezor is one of the very first crypto hardware wallets out there. It operates on an open source system, which means that anybody can look at the code and audit it and verify that it's actually going to be able to keep your crypto assets secure. Now, it is important to mention that researchers were actually able to hack into the physical hardware wallet, but they had to have specialized computers and they had to have access to the literal physical hardware wallet USB thing. So as long as no one actually manages to get their hands on this and they're not some sort of genius crypto hacker with specialized equipment, you should be fine. What this is going to protect against is any sort of phishing scams or scams where you try to click on a link on some website and then someone remotely tries to access your crypto assets. As long as you reject transactions like that through your Trezor wallet, or if you just don't hit accept, then you will be safe, versus if you were using just a basic web browser extension wallet without the additional layer of protection, your assets could potentially be drained. Now, once you've ordered your Trezor and it arrives to your house, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is set it up, and it's very simple. You just go to the app section of the Trezor website and you can download the desktop app, or there's also a web suite if you just wanna use it on the web as well. Now, I recommend downloading the desktop app. I think it's gonna be slightly more secure that way. And this is what the Trezor application looks like. So the next step is you're going to want to connect your wallet by plugging it into your computer, and you're going to have to either import an account or set up a brand new account. Now, I've already done this, but if you're setting up a brand new account, it's quite simple. The Trezor application is going to spit out a random string of words, 24 different words, and you're going to want to write those down. This is your secret passphrase. It gives you access to your crypto assets, essentially. It is the private key access code. So you want to write this down on a piece of paper and then hide that somewhere where no one else has access to it. Definitely don't put it in the cloud, because if someone manages to get access to your secret phrase, then they're going to be able to access your private key and steal your crypto. So once you've gone through that step and you've initiated a new private key and written down your secret phrase, you can also set up a PIN code for an additional layer of protection. And I'm just going to enter my PIN code here now so that we can get into the application. And this is what your account is going to look like when you first get it. You're going to have your dashboard page where it shows your portfolio and its performance over time. Currently, I have no assets in here. And it's going to show you a list of different assets. Now, you can add different coins here, and the Trezor Model One actually offers integration for up to 1,289 different coins and tokens. So you can manage all of those different cryptocurrencies, pretty much any cryptocurrency you want within the Trezor wallet. And over in the Accounts tab is where you can see your different balances on the different cryptocurrencies that you have access to with your Trezor wallet. Now, to show you how this works, I'm going to send a little bit of Ethereum to my new Trezor wallet. So you can either buy ETH directly actually in this, although I'm not going to do that because I don't recommend it. I think the exchange fees are a little bit higher than what you would pay if you just did that through an exchange like Coinbase, for example. So the other way that you can get some cryptocurrency into your new wallet is to receive it. And I'm going to hit show full address here. then it's going to pop up in the actual wallet and you have an option to confirm it. So I'm going to copy this here, confirm it with my wallet, and then go over to my MetaMask account where I have some ETH. So I'm going to hit on the send button, and then I'm going to paste in the wallet address, and I'm going to enter how much ETH I want to send. So I'm just going to send 0.01 ETH for the purposes of this tutorial. Hit next, confirm this transaction, which is going to cost me about $1. Actually, I'll set the priority fees to low, so it might take a little longer, but it will save me some money. And then confirm that. All right, and going back to the Trezor wallet, now we can see that my Ethereum address here has 0.01 ETH into it. And if I go back to the dashboard, we'll be able to see that I received $16 worth of ETH on this day, and so my portfolio went up in a big green candle. And so this is great for buying and holding assets in cold storage. But let me show you a couple other things that you can do with the Trezor wallet if you're interested. So going back over to this page where I have my MetaMask account, it's actually possible to link your Trezor to MetaMask. So you can see actually here, I have this account on MetaMask that says Trezor One, and it has $16.29. Well, this is actually the wallet that I just sent ETH to in Trezor. And so I can actually use it now to interact with different applications on the web. So for example, if I went to Uniswap and then connected my Trezor account through MetaMask, I could make trades to different coins on Uniswap by confirming them with my Trezor wallet. So it's actually a way that you can interact with Web3 applications with the additional layer of security of using your Trezor wallet. And this also applies to buying and selling NFTs, taking out loans against cryptocurrency, and any other type of activity you might want to do in the crypto ecosystem. Now going back to the Trezor application, I'll show you now how you can send ETH out if you're interested in it. So you can see if you go to the asset page, under accounts, you choose the asset, and you can either send, receive, or trade. Again, I don't recommend making swaps directly in the Trezor suite. However, let me try to send some ETH now to cryptocove.eth. Okay, so this is actually something new that I did not know, but apparently you can't use ENS domains in the Trezor suite, which is kind of annoying, and definitely I would say a point against it. So let me go over here, copy the wallet address for my cryptocove.eth account, paste that in, and then hit send max. Now, it's not going to send the full amount because I'm gonna have to pay a little bit in gas for this transaction. So I'm taking that $1 hit for the purposes of this tutorial. Now I'm gonna hit review and send, and now in the actual Trezor, it's gonna pop up asking me to confirm this transaction. And this is what it looks like. So you're gonna have to double click the confirm button to confirm the transaction. And there you can see, confirmed on Trezor, it went through. And so that is how you get started using your Trezor Model One crypto wallet. It's great for cold storage, it's great for beginners, and it has some basic interoperability with Web3 wallets like MetaMask. Hopefully you found this helpful, and have yourself a great day.